Steven, you weren't listening to me when I said I was going to talk about what we were going to talk about?
No.
And I talked about
stuff,
it?
the GoPro.
I talked about what we were going to do, Steven.
Was I looking at you when you were talking about it?
I mean, your ass was, on top of there. I saw
I was
it.
not.
I thought maybe you were listening.
No, I wasn't.
Todd heard it, right?
No, I'm watching Noah take pictures.
What is Noah taking pictures of? And why is Noah sitting there?
Joe is absent again this week.
It's because Noah has an Instagram account now.
Why?
That's exactly what I asked.
What is his Instagram account?
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
It's Fro Knows Noah.
That is just terrible. That is horrible. Go check out what I don't even know what he has there. How many pictures do you have there?
I think he's putting show-related stuff up there, like Fro-related stuff.
Awesome. Anyway, let's talk about last night.
Yes.
Tonight.
Last night.
Last night was a special treat.
It was a good time.
Took the guys out to Morimoto's.
Paid with gift cards that somebody gave him. So
Let's
really
see,
wasn't
what gift
anything
cards
out
do
of
I
his
have left?
pocket.
Oh, Morimoto, that's good. Hey guys, Morimoto, let's go.
Not true. I only had like $70 left, and your beer alone was $125.
No, it wasn't that.
Those
Maybe
4
combined,
bottles?
Combined, yeah.
Those 4 bottles were like $112 or $121.
How much were they
Really?
each?
I thought they were like 20 each.
I should have got one too.
I know. I don't
Somehow
know why
they
you
ended
didn't.
up being, I don't know. Maybe it was. Hope she didn't charge us wrong.
I
swear
was
it
trying not to
18
get
or 20
like
each.
too wasted last night.
Well, because we know what
me
happens
too.
when you get wasted.
Yeah, it was comfortable last night.
Let me do the intro and then we'll get back to that. Jared Poland, FronosPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk episode number 182. And this week we have an interview with DigiRichie.
The DigiRichie.
That we did a little different than normal because we had some of your questions come in. We had my questions, and it was an awesome discussion about assisting, what makes a great assistant, going from, being a photographer but trying to find your way in the world. That's coming up a little later, but now let's talk about dinner.
So it's about being a good assistant is the interview.
Well, it's about
Pretty
what
much,
goes
yeah.
into
Yeah.
being a good assistant and all of that stuff.
You should listen to that, Noah. Take notes on that. Exactly.
I just want to punch Noah every time he says "huh." I seriously do, because he hears you, but he's just like,
That's the answer I used to give my mom. Todd, did you do the dishes?
Huh?
What?
didn't hear you, huh?
Huh?
What? Anyway,
Todd,
dinner
did
was.
you use all the tissues again? What? Huh?
Were the tissues all sticking together?
These happy or sad tissues, Todd?
They're both.
First, I made him happy, then I made him sad, knowing that I was all alone. Well, that was for you.
Oh, sorry. I can't get over that. You
it's
look like the
Jared's
greatest
reality.
American hero today.
Looking like what?
You look like Fro Spider-Man in that shirt today.
Too bad I don't have the pants on. I would have taken them off and
Oh,
done that.
man.
Dinner was spectacular. If you don't know Morimoto, he is an Iron Chef, and we went. And they have great lights on the table. We have some pictures that you can see from some of the Snapchats that readers sent in while we're
Super
discussing
comfortable
it.
lights, yeah.
Excellent lights, yeah.
Excellent
Very
lights.
bright.
Somebody designed them and had something in mind, but whatever. Dinner was really good. Those sushi rolls,
Yeah.
on point.
Top
banging.
notch.
The ceviche salad, lobster salad.
Yep.
Balling.
Adam was freaking out about the sushi.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to tell everybody. Adam was there. And
It was
like,
Adam,
this is the best sushi I've
Steven.
ever had.
No, well, hold on. It was Todd, me, Steven, Adam, Richie, and somebody showed up late because he took an Uber pool. Was Noah. Noah
with the greatest turtleneck ever.
Oh. Steve Jobs.
Looking like Steve Knobs. And Joe, how'd you like dinner? Shut the fuck up, Joe. You weren't invited.
That is mean.
I
just an
didn't
empty
do.
seat
I
over there.
didn't send out the invites, so I would have invited him personally. It's
messed up.
Steven?
I would have
I
invited
probably
him
would have
too.
invited
Yeah.
him. Yeah. No,
He would have been the first one I would have invited.
See,
Don't
Noah
make
said
me
he
feel
would've.
bad.
Well,
Anyway.
I would have said Dan too. Dan should have been invited,
I
but you
took
did
Dan and
take
his-
Dan out separately.
First off, I took Dan and his wife out the night before.
that's because you want to be a unicorn.
I didn't want to be the unicorn. The funny thing is, a unicorn actually sat down next to us. My friend I was telling you about does that. That's her thing. Like, she'll
What does
go
she do?
whichever side of the coin.
What are you
That's not
talking
a
about?
unicorn. A unicorn is different.
I know what you're saying with the unicorn part, but are you a unicorn? Would you like to be Dan's unicorn? Then reach out to the Twitter. All right, back onto the show?
Yes, please.
Anyways, dinner was great. Thank you, Jared.
Yes, thank you.
you
That
for
was
using
really
your
good.
gift cards on us.
No, 90% of it was paid for from me.
I loved it how he ended the night though as well. Yeah, this cost me about 5 guides. Thanks everybody.
He got drunk too a little
Each,
bit.
oh yeah, he
drunk.
did. He's like
Hey, you said you were.
each one of your dinners was approximately 1 video guide. So that got that taken care of.
Dick. Dick. Making fun of me the whole time for drinking my flight of... Well, you guys were saying, they're like, Jared just sits there. It's unbelievable. He's got his shots in front of him and he doesn't even drink them.
Because we would have been
No,
like,
you
boom,
drank 'em.
boom, boom.
I
You're
spread it out.
sipping on them.
Adam and I were just observing like how he relaxes. His
Oh, yeah.
sphincter untightens
Yeah.
as he drinks, and you're like, oh, there's Jared. There he's
Yeah,
hanging
but he
out.
acts like a 5-year-old when he drinks.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't say, where's my Play-Doh?
And I feel bad for the lady that the waitress.
Oh, she loves
again.
you.
That
She
was the
likes
same
us.
the same one we had before.
Yep.
She's really nice.
Yeah.
She
I
was.
think
She was good.
despises
She got a
you.
nice tip at the end of the night.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Hey.
All right, can we move on to the damn show?
Yeah, let's
I
do it.
guess.
Where is Noah going? That's not your chair.
Well, Steven said he should sit there if people want to see
So
him.
the viewers
Oh.
can see him
you
from the
see
GoPro
Can you
angle.
still see the clock? If
He's a
you-
prepared assistant.
If you mess up. All right, let's get into the speaking of messing up, don't mess up and don't not enter the My Road Reel competition, which is again going on for the 3rd straight year. Hosted by Rode Microphones, My Road Reel is back. It's back in time for its 3rd year with over $300,000 in prizes to be given away.
Whoa!
With more than 2,000 submissions from 89 different countries, it's the world's largest short film competition. So if you are height challenged, you should enter this. Competition will close at 12 p.m. AEST. I believe AEST is Bindi Irwin time.
Australian.
It should be BEST.
Boy.
Bindi Irwin Central State Time. That's Australian time. June 1st, that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on May 31st for those in the USA in the New York time zone slot. So that's confusing because Australia's actually in the future. Bindi Irwin's in the future right now. Oi! I'm Bindi Irwin. Enter the My Road Reel competition and please come to my zoo where we play with koala bears and wallabies and boomerangs and Fosters. It's Australian for beer. Anyway, visit myroadreel.com to get started today. That is myroadreel.com. Remember last year, if you entered, you got an awesome something in the mail just for entering.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So I don't know
is
if they'll do
amazing.
that again, but just enter. And I know people are like, but it says I need to have a road thing in the video of some
Oh,
kind.
like product placement,
You do.
right?
You need to
Yeah.
have a road something in the video. There's a lot of road microphones that you could probably find out there that are either used that you could purchase, or you could purchase the new ones for like $59 that you would end up using. I use the one for my phone, the Video Mic Me.
What if you have like a road sticker or
Well, I was
swag?
thinking about that. I was
Like a
thinking,
hat.
what if you made your own road something? I would check the rules. Noah, make a note to check the rules. Todd, tell Noah to make a note.
No, make a note to check the rules. Joe, make a note to tell Noah to check the rules.
And maybe you can still do that with just putting something road related in there because it's road related. That is a good idea, Steven.
And there's a lot of swag. Remember, we were always promoting all the road gear that you
the
can buy.
unbelievable
Super cheap
rugby.
jacket.
Cheap as in inexpensive.
That's what I mean.
The rugby shirt
Yeah.
that I would not wear because I would look like I would
if you're
look like
playing
it was
rugby,
straight
it's
out of the
perfect.
90s, like Todd Wolf's photo right here from back in the 90s. Which
I thought you were going to say you didn't want to be a walking advertisement. I was going to be like,
all right, that's myroadreel.com. Go there. Allen's Cannonballs, June 18th on Saturday, June 18th. Who's coming? Let us know. I think we may have gotten a printer to give away. I know a DSLR is going to be given away. I know there's going to be sensor cleaning, so you can get your
There
sensor
is
clean
sensor
this
cleaning.
time.
Well, I'm not going to be
what?
there.
There's
You
sensor
won't be
cleaning?
there.
I might actually
Yeah?
give you my camera to clean, though.
Nope, don't take it.
All right, well, we got Todd. Maybe they could look at his 24 to 70
I
while they're
hope-
at it.
I would like that.
Yeah. You should.
Oh, man.
It's actual Canon people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the actual
nice.
Canon,
Canon
people.
specialized.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't
Specialist
have
in
to be into
sensor
Canon
cleaning.
to show up, but we've done the other ones in the past. This is now Alan's Canon Ball. It's all about the Canon stuff. So if you want to check out Canon gear, come out and play with toys that should be there. Get discounts, get special trade-in values, save money, eat some tacos if they have the taco truck coming.
My God.
Meet Steven. He won't be there. Todd may be there. I don't know.
Can you just have a cardboard cutout of me?
I was thinking about
That would
it.
be the best.
That would be great, and it would be just out of focus.
Yep.
Why can't we
Pixelated
get
and out
this
of
in focus, guys? And so that's that. So why don't we get into some news? We need to come up with some music for news. Anybody have any music news ideas?
Drunk Jared music?
Drunk Jared music.
I was buzzed and felt great.
Yeah, he was buzzed.
Means, yep.
I think everybody was in a good place.
We had a good solid buzz,
How about sushi dinner music with the gang?
What's a sushi waitress sound like?
God, I hate this guy with the afro. He's such a piece of shit.
She said she remembered you. I mean, how can you forget?
He tipped
giant
me with
freaking
a code
afro?
for some video guide.
Here, can you buy 5 to cover the dinner?
Dude, her tip was a video guide in essence. Anyway, let's do some Morimoto sushi-style music to get into photo news. It's brought to you by the fine people over at audioblocks.com/go/furrow.
You dancing again?
I'm eating sushi rolls. No, my favorite day. We weren't dancing.
I thought that
You
was,
just want people to make memes out of you. That's all it is.
I know he's always trying to game the system. I thought
Always.
that was me taking
Noah home?
Noah home.
Because what was that? Was that his payment for you driving
Yeah, I
home?
mean,
I thought that was Jared
Gas
stealing the
costs
lights
money.
off the table.
Gas costs money.
All right, get into your news, damn it.
Now, on the opposite side of Canon, we got Nikon. They're offering a new battery bundle promotion throughout May, all of May, where they're giving out free battery grips with their current full-frame lineup.
Do I get one for the D500?
Only full frame, not DX.
But it's as much as a full frame camera.
That doesn't matter about price, though. It's only if it's full frame. Now, if you buy a D610, D750, or D810, you'll get the battery grip free of charge, and that's like a value of up to $350. That's awesome. Not bad at all. And you can find links over to Amazon. I think B&H also has it over on the website if you're interested in
Allen's.
a new FX body. Well, was Allen's running that promotion? I guess if Nikon's
Allen's
doing
will
it.
run any promotion that Nikon's because they
So if
are an
Nikon's doing it-
official certified Nikon dealer.
There you go, Allen's Camera.
.com.
.com. And then we've got this one, a 19-year-old Arizona high school student named Hunter Osborne.
First off, he's 19 and in high school.
Yep.
How many times did he repeat high school?
Is he 19 now or?
I think it was 19 when it happened, yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Now, he was charged with indecent exposure after posing in a yearbook photo with the rest of the Red Mountain High School football team with his junk out.
So instead of giving the finger, he gave him the
other finger.
penis?
Now, the picture is just like the standard football photo with students dressed in their football gear. They're standing on bleachers. Again, cliche football
Do we have a
photo.
shot of this?
It's blurred out. We can put it up.
So you took it?
Douche. Now, he was in the second row with the two players in front of him giving him just enough space in between
So they knew about
to
it.
show his private parts. Clearly, they were part of it.
So what you're saying is this guy's pretty hung because it takes some balls to do that.
And the prank went unnoticed, and the photo made it all the way to the yearbook,
If
printed
Todd,
and everything.
if Todd took it though, he would have been like, "Oh my God, look at that!"
Now, since it made its way to the yearbook, he essentially exposed himself to thousands of teens at that school.
I mean, I've done that on Snapchat.
And then this was not only printed in the yearbook, which was sent out to about 3,400 students, it was also printed in the school's football program, which was sold at games and seen by many family and community members.
Programs, get your programs.
Terrible.
Check out the high school football player number 93 with his junk out.
Oh, all right. Let me see what little Timmy's got in here. What's there on the
Timmy
page?
got big.
Oh. Oh, my goodness, Martha. Would you look at that?
Martha.
Looks like he's got a little cocktail wiener on there.
Let me get to what he was charged with.
Judge Arapapo.
He has since been charged with 69 counts of misdemeanor indecent exposure, and he has been booked with 1 count of furnishing harmful items to minors.
first
which is a
off-
class 4 felony, by the way.
Yeah, and
Wait,
that's
wait.
a
Serious
child
stuff.
offense.
So have his penis is a harmful.
First off, get over the fact that it's a penis.
Harmful item to minors.
Check this out. People in Europe are sitting there going, "You freaking American losers," and you're freaking body parts that you think are the worst things ever since sliced bread. It's not. If you show your junk, who gives a shit? Laugh it off. Move on. You didn't do anything that any little kid out there that could see it isn't sitting there going, hey, Jennifer, look at my little... I got a penis. Show and tell.
Have you ever listened to this show? That's all we talk about.
I think the big thing here is that he's 19 and most of them are minors.
No, so
That's the issue.
They classified his penis as what, though?
A harmful and dangerous device.
Harmful item to minors.
See, I feel like at that age, I was more harmful to my penis than my penis would be to somebody else.
Thus
'Cause
why
I
his
beat the
tissues
shit out of
cried.
Now, officials say they arrived at that number of criminal charges because there were 69
69
students
is a really funny number.
ranging in age from 15 to 19, and then 10 faculty members present when that picture was taken.
Wait a second. What happens when they're in the shower showering together? Is that an indecent thing?
There's no pictures.
No,
I know they're
that's
not
called
doing that.
therapy.
I got
I
that.
hated showering at the gym class.
It's so awkward.
Why
Now,
don't I have any fur?
now they say if individuals in the photo are older than 18, which I think there's a handful of them, and don't wish to press charges, then
Was
the
it
number
a
of criminal
handful?
counts could be reduced. And then Osborne says it was all because of a dare by his fellow students, and he now says he's disgusted with himself. And
You
then,
know, I'd like to have all my yearbooks recalled as well. If you've ever seen my my high school senior portrait, we should show all of our senior portraits. by
I've
the
shown
way.
mine before.
Yeah,
I have my book over there.
is it Eddie Munster style or?
I've got comb over.
you got a comb
I got
over?
the well, it's not comb over, but it's I look like, I got to pop it up.
Is it pretty?
I mean,
I have an amazing mullet. So.
Now, school officials say the yearbook has been recalled so the school can make a minor but critical edit for the inappropriate content. And you can watch the full news story on this whole incident over on the website. I mean, it's a super harsh
just laugh it off.
punishment.
It's a penis, for God's
For a
sake.
stupid prank.
It's not harmful. I get it. It's stupid youth stuff.
I mean, they
but
shouldn't charge him, but they should charge him to reprint him. Then maybe.
That's what usually happens.
It really
It's-
sucks he's getting charged. I mean,
Yeah.
felony? That's
It's like,
serious.
give me a break. And I think most people have done stuff a hell of a lot worse than... so what? It's your body, for God's sake.
And he's still a kid. He's still a teenager, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, moving forward, we got, after 40 years of making manual lenses, Samyang has unveiled its first official autofocus lenses. The debut pair of autofocus lenses to be released will be a 51.4 and a 14.28 for Sony full-frame E-mount bodies. Now, Samyang says the lenses are the widest and brightest lenses in their class and offer superb quality images to photographers.
Sam Yang's a guy?
Now, spec-wise, they both have internal focusing systems that are optimized for both phase and contrast detection sensors, and the lenses are metal in design with a 67mm filter thread. Now, they'll be available in July with no price announced just yet, but a rep at the Samyang booth at the 2016 Photo and Imaging Show says they'll probably sell between $400 to $600. And you can see a video of the lenses autofocus being demoed, along with sample images over on the website.
Sam Yang.
Yeah.
You know what I
Really
noticed?
interesting, right? Yeah.
You know, the person
There's
who
no
walked...
penis in that story, so
No penis in
I
that
kind of
story.
zoned out.
Yep.
You know, did you realize what Noah did before the show?
No, what'd he do?
He took his shoes off because he walks like he walks like he's got tree trunks for feet.
Hey, the cameras won't shake at least.
I'm just glad he took off the turtleneck.
In the car?
Which, well, yeah. He almost took it off last night.
Oh, you
in
drove him
protest.
home, didn't you?
I did.
How'd that conversation go?
It was awkward. A lot of silence.
Did he take notes with his little notebook that he pulled out with
I
his
mean, it was
little
weird
pen?
when he pulled a typewriter out of his bag and started typing.
I work for WordShop101.com.
I said, so, what do you think? What do you think about the politics? And then all he does is start ting, and he shows me the paper. I'm like, dude, why don't you just fucking talk to me? But no, he wants me ding. I was like, just fucking open your mouth already.
I can't wait till the day he just fucks you up. Him and Joe.
And then Dan.
And then Dan, too.
No, Dan's just gonna
Followed by me.
kill us all.
Who's stuttering now? Bitch. Dan doesn't actually stutter, people.
Not at all. Not
All
at
right? We're not making fun of people with stuttering things.
But he
We're
gets
just
very
making fun of
annoyed
Dan.
that we say that, though. All right, so moving forward, we've got a music photographer named Michelle Grace Hunder says rapper Danny Brown responded with profanity when she asked for a simple credit request after he posted her image to his social media, mainly his
Can we cue a
Instagram.
Danny Brown song?
I've got nothing.
Yeah, no, never heard of him.
Now, Lauren Ziegler, the editor-in-chief for
That's
Howl...
Ziegler.
Ziegler, excuse me.
Jew.
the editor-in-chief for Howlin' Echoes. It's a small Sydney-based online music magazine or music site, whom the photo was taken for. She messaged Brown asking him to credit the photographer, saying it's only fair to note...
Oi, Brown, please credit the photographer or we'll send a bamboo stick and DigiRichie after you.
She says it's only fair to note the photographer just as you would do for like a sample or a song, and sent him the photographer's Instagram handle.
Do we need
expecting
earmuffs
him
for this response?
I'll just bleep it out. Now, Brown responded to the text with, how about I just delete them since you guys are so butthurt? Now, Nick Kelly, who's a festival promoter...
Sounds like Jared on his comment section.
He later tweeted and posted a screenshot of that actual conversation, calling it gross to see Brown disrespecting photographers like that. Now, since it was all in the public eye at that point, Brown later tweeted out...
He doubled down.
Did I ask for a mother effer to take my picture? Well, shut the F up then. Note to all photographers, if you want credit for your pictures, then don't take any of me if I didn't ask you to. F out of here.
F out of here.
Nick Kelly then quickly responded in all caps, clearly
Angry.
yelling at
He
this
was
point.
angry.
Hey, idiot, tell your management to tell media they can
Tell your
shoot.
man.
They can't shoot your set then. Otherwise, yes, you literally are asking for them. Now, the photographer pretty much stayed out of all of this. She just stated, photo is now deleted. All we ask for is credit. I don't get it. She goes on to tweet that, why not have a mutual respect for our art forms? Most music artists do.
That's because Bobby Brown doesn't get it.
And then the original photo
It's his prerogative, though.
has
to
since been
put it
deleted
up.
from Brown's
I mean,
Instagram
you can't
account.
don't be cruel to him. Don't be cruel.
But all of that over just crediting. A simple credit. Do people typically credit your photos?
They either do or they don't. And I sit there and I go, whatever. Please give me credit. And if they don't, so be it. I move on. And it's not that big of a deal. Many times it's an oversight and they mean no harm.
Yeah.
But then you just reach out and say, hey, guys, could you drop me some credit on that one, please? Thanks.
It's definitely annoying, but it's not
It's not done in a
the
malicious
worst thing
way.
ever. Yeah, exactly.
And you don't make
It's easy to forget.
It is.
Dude, it happened in Rolling Stone, I think, the first time or something. Early on in my career, some magazine, they always tell you, you'll get credit. And then, of course, it shows up, we couldn't get it in there. It's like, but I needed and it's just like, whatever.
I had a couple artists from the 1045 Block Party that just shot this past weekend, and they went all the way out of their way to post my image, find my Instagram handle by emailing 1045 and asking for it.
What band was
so
that?
they actually went out of their way
That's
to
amazing.
find my handle
Wow.
and credit me, which I think is pretty
Which band?
cool. It was
Cimarelli?
Run River North, I think.
Oh, great band.
LA
name.
band.
Yeah,
That's
Run
awesome.
River
They used to be
North.
called Monsters Calling Home.
Nice.
Oh, another great Monsters Calling Home, Inc.
But yeah, thought that was pretty
Do they
cool.
have Mike Wazowski on the team?
Mike Wazowski?
Is that the...
I think that sounds like Heidi, doesn't it?
Yeah, hello, assholes. Just wanted to let you know we're almost out of t-shirts. I left a little prize, though, for Noah, and he comes to pick up everything. It's a foot longer. I ate a lot last night, so enjoy that, you weirdo. Goodbye, Jews.
She's Jewish by injection, all right?
Did she say anything? Because she listens, doesn't she?
I
Does she
haven't
pack
heard
shirts?
anything. I'll give her Todd's number.
And then we've got introducing drone fishing. A group of dudes use their drone to capture some serious long-tailed tuna
In Australia.
in Australia. Their setup is simple, too. They pretty much attach the fishing line to the drone so it disconnects easily once the bait is taken, so the drone doesn't get obviously taken down into the water. Flying it out to the sea, and then they snag a tuna while a fisherman on shore reels it in. Basically like a modern-day version of kite fishing, obviously with a drone. While this was all happening, now the whole ordeal was also caught on video as the drone was filming the entire thing, and you can watch the video of it over on the website. I mean, it really has nothing to do with photography, but a lot of people tweet this at me, so I wanted to bring it up.
Fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-182. I saw that and I watched it. Why? And the way we can tie it into photography is say that the production value on their editing made it worthwhile.
Yeah, I guess.
It was just cool to watch them. You're like, oi, there's some tuna. And you could watch it, and then the tuna take the bait.
Why does everything happen in Australia?
Because it was Australia.
This
This
was actually in Australia.
was.
It actually
Two
was
of the news
Australia.
stories this week were actually from Australia. Yeah.
All right.
So, shut up, Todd. And so it was pretty cool to watch them catch the fish. And then I felt bad because they were taking the fish out of the ocean.
That was a
And then I
huge
realized
freaking
we
tuna,
had
too.
tuna last night at Morimoto
Oh, we did.
and a bunch of other fish.
Yeah.
Hello, son bitches. I just wanted to let you know I'm out on the road with my Lord and Savior Donald J. Trump, the presumptive nominee for President of the United States. I'll be out on the campaign trail, you son bitches, trying to get all these Obama drones out of my fishing holes and away from my daughter's sweet, sweet nubbins. So goodbye, Jews.
Sweet, sweet nubbins.
So I guess we're getting calls from the trail now.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
I guess he's a new correspondent. Mm-hmm. For what possible news channel would hire him?
I don't know. That's a good question. We should call him back.
Hello there, Jews. I'm back. I just wanted to drop a line. You can catch me on the indistinguishable gentleman Republican redneckbastard.com website, also picked up by the Drudge Report. Goodbye.
It's a website. I would have thought it'd been like a magazine or a flyer or something.
He's got a flip cam. Don't worry.
Flip cam. Keeps calling back.
If you need a little more, you can find information on my website in the personal ads at the back of your newspaper. That's also where Adam Lerner puts all his Snapchats. Goodbye, Jews.
Is your beeper number there while you're at it?
All right, I'll fill people in on that inside joke.
That was great.
Adam wanted to try Snapchat yesterday, so he was snapping all day. And so at the end of the night, I'm like, he's like, well, how do I see how many people have watched? I go back. I'm like, Adam, you have one Snapchat that went out, and
never
it has
snapped anything.
one viewer. So whatever you were doing wasn't doing anything.
I think that viewer was like Todd too, or something.
Yeah, I think I looked at it, and then I was like, well, he's like, well, how do I get people to go see this?
I'm like, well, you didn't even post it.
Like, he was literally snapping all day.
night. He's like, all right, I'm here in the elevator.
Amazing.
I'm like, he was probably hitting the X.
Incredible.
Actually, I think
there's
your Snapchat, there was a Snapchat of him snapping.
Right.
Which didn't make it to his
didn't make the
Snapchat.
cut.
It didn't make it.
So at that point, I was
great.
like, just post it in the classifieds of the newspaper.
All right, then we've got researchers at UC Irvine say they've discovered a new method to make rechargeable batteries that never fade after recharging cycles. Now, UC Irvine PhD candidate Maya Leitai says she was playing around with the nanowire technology when she stumbled across what might be the biggest battery breakthrough in years, discovering a method to recharge batteries hundreds of thousands of times without losing any capacity.
Oh, that's going to be big in a certain industry. For that other website address I bought one day.
Yeah. Now, they note that typical rechargeable batteries die after about 5,000 to 7,000 cycles at most. Now, she put her battery through 200,000 recharge cycles over the course of 3 months and says they still couldn't detect any loss of capacity or power. Now, this could eventually be something very big for photographers, especially Sony users.
And especially women photographers.
Because those batteries are the worst.
Be good for Noah's hippie car.
But you can check out her research paper over on the website, all the nerd data you need, along with a video of her explaining how she made the new battery technology.
That is cool because battery tech is the one thing that's holding a lot of things back, including solar and things to store the power in that you generate because most of it's lost.
I mean, I'm sure the battery companies won't love that, though, that she's making this epic rechargeable battery because then they're never going to have to buy more batteries at that point.
Right.
I don't know.
That's like Polaroid going out of business because they didn't want to get into digital.
Exactly. Yep. And then this is really cool. A U.S. Marine named Matthew Callahan, he recreated iconic
Pause that
war
thought,
photos.
Stephen.
What's up?
That reminds me that we had a reader send in an email that I'm going to read right now.
Oh.
I forgot to read it.
Okay.
Jared and the rest of the team, this came in. I wanted to share this photo with you right here. I'm a 15-year veteran of the United States Air Force, currently with the Kansas Air National Guard. Salute you, Kansas National Guard, Air. Recently, I had the privilege to fly on a KC-135 refueling plane from Topeka, Kansas, which I always wanted to go to Washington, D.C. In preparation for the flight, I downloaded your most current podcast to pass the time during the trip. While listening to your podcast, the crew chief on board the plane knew I was a photographer and asked if I wanted to take a picture of the refueling mission they were going to accomplish during the flight. I quickly jumped at the chance and retreated to the rear of the plane to shoot the photos. Refueling of an aircraft requires an individual to lie down in the back of the airplane and control the boom by joystick while looking through a window that faces straight down. I was able to accompany the boom operator to take this photo. What made me even more excited to share this photo was the fact that I was listening to your podcast while doing it. You guys are doing great work, and I appreciate all the material you put out. I know that I have become a better photographer from watching your tutorials, and your podcasts have helped me pass the time on long drives/flights through the Midwest. I salute you. From Staff Sergeant Drew Egnsky, United States Air Force, Kansas Air National GUARD. P.S. I have a degree in video production, so if you ever need an extra videographer/editor to accompany the highly talented Todd, just give me a shout out.
Yeah, we have a guy that's always out of focus, so let me know.
And that is an awesome photo. That is super cool.
It's super cool. I'd love to know, like, as he's taking that picture, he's manning something important. That Meredith is like, God damn it, Martha! These Obama drones!
As he flies in a refueling
As he's flying
plane.
in the
That's
fuel.
crazy that you can refuel from that high up in the air. While planes are flying at like 400 miles an hour or whatever it is.
Or 6, or they match.
insane.
It's amazing because they have to match the altitude. Usually planes don't want to be anywhere near each other. In this case, the planes have to be going the same speed.
Everything has to be
coordination.
exact. Yeah.
And speaking of planes, that drone that hit a plane never actually hit a plane. The thing in London, they think it was a bag.
They think it was a bag.
They think it was a
They
bag.
don't know what it was.
They don't
still
know
to
what
this
it was.
point. Yeah.
They still to this point.
I did update the news story.
He did update the news story. Now get back to photo news.
So, speaking about military, U.S. Marine named Matthew Callahan, he recreated iconic war photos with Star Wars figurines. Now, Callahan was injured in Afghanistan and later re-enlisted as a combat correspondent who tells real stories of the men and women in war, but through his camera lens. The new project, dubbed Galactic Warfighters, it uses 6-scale figurines, which are about 12 inches. He calls them glorified G.I. Joes. He places them in combat positions, sometimes recreates exactly what he took in camera, too. Now, it can take him anywhere from like 20 minutes to about 3 hours just to set them up properly for the shot. And he also recreates iconic images that he didn't take, such as the one from Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan.
Mission accomplished.
In the image, you have Sergeant William B., who is basically covering as sniper fire creates like an explosion of debris, which inspired Callahan's drone trooper version of that photo.
Wow.
And it looks identical if you put them side by side. And then most of the images are created entirely in camera. He says very light post-production is done in Photoshop. And you can find a link to his work over on the website and even check out a behind-the-scenes video on this project, which he does show you the side-by-side comparisons and how he sets up all the props and stuff. It's cool.
I'm actually not here. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah. Where else are you?
Just off in La La Land,
And then we've got a couple more stories. A new Kickstarter campaign wants to replace every ad in a London tube station with cat pictures.
Oh, I thought it was pictures of Joe's girlfriend from his website.
Too soon.
Now, run by the Citizens Advertising Takeover Service, a.k.a. the Cats, the campaign is legit. Was that a meow? The campaign is, they say legit, seeking £20,000, which is about $33,000
Holy
US
Jesus,
dollars.
that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. In order to buy out every ad slot in an unspecified London tube
For
location.
what purpose?
Stop with the cats.
Steven's allergic. Didn't you know that?
Now, they say the reasoning for the cat takeover is A, it would look amazing, and B, it's exhausting being asked to buy stuff all the time. Now, they note that I can
who should do this? Do you know who should be the biggest backer?
Who?
Friskies.
Frisky.
And Fresh Step. Oh, geez. It's got to be Taco Bell Becky talking about cats.
I don't know. This is in London.
God damn it, Margaret. Hippy-dippy's trying to put the pussycats up on it, and the capitalism on it, and even my posters in the tube, and then I'll be trying to get over to the football game, and then there's the pussies all in the tube. These some bitches. All right, goodbye, dude.
That's
note
Winston Meredith the
the
third.
third. Yep. And they note that it can actually become a reality. They say, we've asked and they actually will let us do it. We can turn an entire station into a roaring festival of cats.
Well, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? And that is the perfect opportunity for a cat company. Don't push that button until I'm done talking. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, push the button. Oh, that is some... Where'd you get that audio from?
audio blocks.
Oh, jeez, they have all the cats there?
Yeah. Oh, trust me. They have
probably
pages of cats. I
Imagine-
just said, yep, that one.
Imagine being that guy who's got to go get the audio of cats.
Oh, I'd love to go with Tony Hawk and go record them. The owner, Tony Hawk.
Oh, you mean Joel?
Yeah.
And come here. Oh my god! Go up on audio blocks. Guy getting attacked by cats when it bites his nuts. Oh, there it is. Perfect.
That was me, Ma.
Now they say as a bonus, if they hit their stretch goal of about 75,000 pounds, which is about 100 grand,
They'll purr.
they could do an entire station of just cat
For how long?
ads. Maybe it's a month.
It's got to
yeah.
be a month.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just look for capitalism to check in on this and be the main funders and be like Friskies and Fresh Step.
Now, they acknowledge that the campaign is ridiculous as well. They say, dumb, yes, but also this is about trying something, flexing our collective voice in the most idiotic of ways. From all this madness, something amazing could happen. Perhaps we'll start to realize that buying stuff isn't making us happy. Maybe cats won't make us happy either.
It's actually brought to you by Bob Barker. Don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered.
But it's got to be better than insurance adverts, is what they say.
No, it doesn't.
Now, they're asking to pledge meow.
Right meow?
Right, meow. Pledge meow, and a 5-pound pledge will get you their special cats ad blocker, which replaces all online ads with cats in your browser. 15 pounds will get you a cat sticker. 30 will get you a cat's t-shirt. 100 pounds gets your cat photo onto one of the ads, and 2,500 pounds earns your cat photo its very own poster in the tube.
Like I said, Friskies and Fresh Step and the SPCA. What does a British SPCA sound like?
I don't know. Let's find out who the photographer is to take pictures of those cats.
I think we have him on the line.
Hello? Oh my god! What? No! Monkeys cannot take pictures of the cats. I don't care how many cats are there
But
right now.
Coco had a cat.
No! Put the cats back. Put the cats back. That is inappropriate. Naruto. No, you cannot eat the cats when you're done. Oh no, I don't know what happened there. Goodbye, I guess.
You have like a dying cat sound effect.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Now, I don't think it's going to happen because they have about 2 weeks left and they've only raised like a quarter of their goal.
Because it's stupid.
It is completely stupid.
I'm allergic to cats. Screw cats.
You can see their Kickstarter video. It's over on the website. It's real, but
All
I
right,
don't think
keep
it's going to last. And then you've got one more news story this week. After realizing that they can use a balloon as a flash diffuser, a pair of Russian photographers known as the Koldanov brothers on YouTube wanted to see if they could use a condom to achieve
Yeah.
similar results. They quickly realized that they couldn't use the condom as a light diffuser since it's just obviously so transparent.
This is just in. The new flash diffuser from Gary Fung is a condom dome.
It's a wild and crazy diffuser. You put it on your junk and you can even diffuse your light.
It stops the spray of light from going through because it diffuses it.
I'm gonna try it on right
Is he
now.
Italian or
I don't
Russian?
know. Oi.
Oh, it fly it off on me.
So obviously you couldn't use it as a light diffuser, but they wanted to see if other photography hacks can be done with a condom. So the concepts they came up with are, if you don't have a lens for some odd reason,
Don't have a lens.
a lens, like if you just have a body,
Okay.
you can fill the condom with
Like
water
most of the stolen equipment in Russia.
and stretch it over top of the lens mount, and it'll gather light similar to a lens
Fill
and
the
let you
condom-
shoot through it.
Yeah, guys, do this at home. Make sure you have insurance.
Yes.
Fill the condom with water, then let it, jostle around inside there.
With your body cap off.
Now, did they do this with magnums or regular
If
condoms?
you also don't have a SD card, you just fill it up with your own personal DNA and stick it in the side. Oh,
And then they also say if you want to get low to the ground and position your camera without a tripod, you can fill the condom with like grain or seeds and make a beanbag-like creation, which will allow you to position your
Stay out
camera
of my
low to the
seeds in my
ground
beanbag.
any way you want it.
The Christians will not be happy with the seeds in the condom. They are all for not wasting the seed.
And they say you can use it as a filter too. If you want to soften your image, your favorite,
Just make sure it has the lube version
you just
for extra.
stretch it over the lens front element, and it just softens the image.
Well, you know, it also works really well with cameras and flashes and stuff if you don't have them.
What?
Cats.
That cat, yeah, because actually, Rode Microphone is releasing the future product. It's called the Dead Cat, except it's a living cat.
Wait, do we have yours around?
It's over on my desk.
And then they put all this in a short video, which I posted over on the website.
Very nice.
It's just, interesting.
I need to go listen to Russian.
Photography
Da,
hacks.
ja, da, niet.
I failed that class horribly.
Dude, Russian.
Kalu. Vodka. Vodka.
Balboa.
Vodka. I'll crush you.
You will lose.
I'll crush you.
If he dies, he dies.
Okay, so thank you. Let's get some
You're
Russian outro music.
Russian outro.
Some Russian
Rocky.
outro music brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/row.
Let's do it.
Russian music in Niet Styoki Manyata. That's 1, 2, 3 in Russian.
Sure it is.
That was actually no, yes, and made up.
They actually have extra
Made up
letters in
Jared.
their alphabet.
That's because they're Russian.
It's horrible.
Here we go.
Hey guys, let's get wasted. Oh, I'm actually a woman.
All right. So instead of Gear of the Week this week, we actually had 3 packages waiting that Heidi finally told me about.
Postman Fro?
What did her text of the week say?
Oh, we got to read that off.
Hey guys, calling in right now, assholes. Read you my text of the week, you pricks. All right, so I gave you my own text of the week, freaking jerks. It says, another package of gifts for you douchebags has arrived. Come and get it. Come and get it or send one of your minions.
And Jared says, "Can you leave the package of them? Leave them upstairs by the door. Buy the nuts my dad bought for me and the apples. I'll be there tonight."
Sure. There's your text of the week, assholes.
She didn't say ass.
I actually read it in that voice when I was reading the text message.
Don't forget your time cars either, Wachowski.
All right. So I've got a couple of these to do. I don't need the knife yet, no, but thank you for jumping ahead of
A knife?
Holy this is not a knife. This is not a knife.
That's what he used to make me do what he made me do last
Oh my
night.
God! Look at that knife. All right, so we have this letter coming from Ramen
Noodles.
Ramen Tali Photography 2 Fronos Photo Mail Time from California.
Wow.
California.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
This is like a money pouch that you would get at the bank. Let's see what's in it.
Really?
We should make Heidi open them and do sniff tests beforehand.
Based in San Francisco. I use these instead of promo cards. Post a photo of your sticker and tag it with @photography sticker, #photo sticker, share with your crew, still and motion editorial and reportage. Okay, what do the stickers say? Photography.
Oh. Okay. Photography stickers? That's so you can put them on your bag so people know exactly what to steal.
They are nice stickers, though. Thank you very much for sending the stickers. We will. What is the hashtag, Steven?
#photo sticker. And you can tag it with @photography sticker. That's cool.
Okay. There's 2 packages here.
This is from the same person?
No, this one is from.
Wow, you actually got a...
This is from
Couple
Minnesota.
things in the mail.
MS is Mississippi. This is from Paris Hearn Books. Attention, Noah. What a dick. Do not bend. I'm not allowed to open it. That's against the legal.
Noah's got to open it?
Yeah, well, it's against the rules if you open a package without permission. That's mail fraud. Mm-hmm. Stand
Stand by him.
by me.
Good movie.
Nobody can hear you because you do not still have a microphone. So just tell us really quick. Let's see, what is it? Hey, Noah. You got to
Speaking to the microphone. Get close to him.
Where are you going? I'm going to come over to this side. Well, fine. Talk into the microphone. Okay. Don't touch my microphone. Just talk into my microphone.
Swing it around.
Oh, we can do that?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Can't
hear you.
Just read the letter.
Read the damn letter, Noah.
Stop being weird.
Hey Noah, keep up the good work educating people on writing, literature, and everything else you are doing on your site and YouTube. Enclosed is a self-published book, a children's book that I wrote, and from which I had a local artist do some hand paintings for my illustration. I just want your audience to know that it is possible to make your ideas into reality. I use CreateSpace.com as my book printing resource and plan on making more books and possibly a short story in the future. Keep up the good book.
And let me see this book and go sit down.
Show the book.
Yeah,
I'm going to show the book. Give me the book. Nobody can hear you.
Nobody
you still
can
don't
hear
have
you,
a microphone.
Noah.
Give me the book. Thank you. Give me the book. Give me the book. It's like, give me the loot.
I heard.
This book is called Lil Paris Wants to Know, Who is Jesus Christ? I mean, this is a book written just for me. Happiness, food, family, friend, health, and fun. And there's a picture of there's a picture of Jesus on the back with a little kid next to the giving tree.
Look at that.
Oh, that is actually, local artist did a fantastic job.
That's awesome.
This is great.
Get her done.
Yep.
Jesus is our protector. Jesus is our guider.
You got to show the audience the pictures.
Jesus, what'd you say, Noah?
Who's the author? What's the author's name?
It's actually written by Paris Hearn.
Yeah. Person in the letter.
Yep.
Jesus is our listener. Jesus is the great I am.
Jared and the rest of the Jews killed me.
Jesus is our healer. Jesus is our giver. I'm sensing a theme here. Jesus is our friend. Who is Jesus Christ, you ask?
Question mark?
Question mark?
I got to know more. I want to know who
gotta
Jesus
find out
is.
who he
It's
is.
a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger.
Jesus Christ is all we need. That is, I guess, who Jesus Christ is.
Oh, that's the end of the book.
Thank you.
Cool.
Congrats on the book.
It's a nice looking
where are
book.
you going? Now there's one more box here.
I always loved reading fairy tales to my kids. You could possibly cut that out.
No. This box cost $31.70 to send.
What?
And it's from Corey. It says it's to Frono's Photo, so I hope it's for the show.
Holy crap, you got a lot of mail, dude. Did you not stop at your dad's for a month?
Well, that was 3 pieces of mail.
But we haven't mentioned mail time in a couple episodes.
Yes. Some of the other ones may have been sitting here a while. I don't even know. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
even
been
know how to
here for
use this
quite
knife.
some time. You assholes just don't ever come and let me out of the basement.
You know what? Let me do this.
Shut up, Noah.
I'm going to do it from here. There's some paper.
Paper!
Something says read first.
Dead cat.
Hold on, I got to get back into position or I'll get yelled at. Here we go.
Wait, I can already hear what's in the box.
This and only this can be read on YouTube. Okay. Fro,
Demanding.
Steven, Todd, Noah, and yes, even Joe. Consider these gifts a small measure of thanks for everything you do, Corey. The following is not for public knowledge.
So don't read it.
All right, I will save that for not public knowledge. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, that was
But
smart of
there's
him.
more. These envelopes are not for the YouTube views to see, so please pass them out privately.
Wow, he really thought this one out.
All right.
Good for
There's
him.
that. This is for Joe. Should I open it?
That's probably
I
against
feel
the
like
law.
we should save it for next week. I think it's a bomb.
No, I really want to see what it is. I
It's
think
probably a microphone.
I guarantee it's a microphone. It's actually the same box that the Rode mics come in too, the broadcasters.
this is for Noah to keep you warm from Todd's cold shoulder. Here, go. Make sure the clocks are good.
Oh, this is great.
It's like Christmas.
It
If
is.
you guys just celebrated it. you two.
That's for you, isn't it?
TODD, make it rain.
A money bag.
Are you going to open it? Open it.
Yeah.
Jared.
What's in mine?
And Steven. All right, let's open it. Mail time.
Oh, you should have wore that last night. That's way better than this stupid turtleneck
That's a
you were
really
wearing.
nice sweater. That's like the one Todd wears, actually. Like he's wearing right now.
I did get
Oh, look at
stolen
this
from
shirt,
me.
guys. It says, I know it's fabulous, but please don't touch my hair. Thank you very much.
Cash cannon. What is, I don't know what this is.
What the hell is
I
that?
think you put money in it. And
It's
then
a
you,
money cannon for making it rain.
Oh.
We'll try that.
Wait, it does a light show?
We'll try that next week.
All right.
Noah, get me my wheel, please.
My God, he really wrapped
If
this
this
thing.
is, the camera's good.
Oh, dude, this is
Look
really
at the back
nice.
of the camera. That's a Stein.
Yeah.
That's very. Can I open Joe's? I should not open Joe's.
Wait
though,
for
right?
Joe to get here.
Oh my God! There's money.
Oh my God.
This is all from the editing guide, bitches.
Go buy your Porsche.
About to go get my editing guides. Thanks, bitches. I'm out. Oh, this is funny. This is motion picture money right here. It says motion picture use only.
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, from Corey.
This is awesome. Thank you, Corey.
This is actually super
All right.
Really
legit.
well thought out. Yeah.
I
mean,
always need stacks of $100 bills for every rap video I do, so so we can pretend we have money.
Corey.
Is it easy to buy like fake money?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Is there,
I mean,
like-
this is probably yeah. And I knew a prop guy that used to just print his own. It would say like on it like
Would it actually look kind
it
of
looked
real?
legit, but it would
To
say
camera?
on it like not legal tender and
gotcha.
all that little tiny stuff.
Corey, thank you very much for sending us out these gifts. If anybody else wants to play along with Mail Time, it's
awesome.
P.O. Box 36, Richboro, PA 18954. Make sure it says Frono's photo or who it's for, and make sure it says like for the show or Mail Time or whatever it is. So I alluded to this earlier, and I wanted to get into the interview with Richie all about assisting and his journey from a photographer to a digitech to everything in between. So let's go and do that right now. Richie, you got to see the Fro Factory for the first time this morning. What'd you think?
Dude, that place is awesome. I can't wait to like see like it come to fruition. Like just walking around in there was really interesting to see how bare bones it is and to see what you're gonna do with it. I'm pretty stoked for you. I mean, that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it's shaping up. The floors. This was the first time I got to see the sanded floors. They're not fully sanded. The floors, Richie, the beautiful hardwood was coming up underneath the old from 1950s probably. I mean, we know the building is from the early 1900s. I don't know how old the floors are, but I don't think they've been touched for 80 years probably. But seeing them sand the top layer off and then getting ready to coat, and that's going to be beautiful.
What was it originally? Was it residential or was it like
Well,
some kind of
from I think
machinery,
the
or-
50s, from late 50s on, it was some kind of printing factory.
Okay.
Before that, I found a photo searching through the Philadelphia archives where it was they had like cars just lined up in the lot that I have there.
Right.
It must have been maybe a used car sales place.
Okay,
I don't
can
know.
see that, like a side business or something.
Yeah.
That's cool too. I'm sorry to step, but like the parking aspect, dude, that's so awesome. Like, you know how many studios we show up at and it's like, oh yeah, you can't park here and you have to load your gear from 2 blocks away, and your mag liners are full packs, and all of a sudden you're walking 3 blocks with 200 grand worth of packs.
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock at night.
So speaking of work,
Yeah.
what we're here to talk about with Richie. Oh, by the way, Richie was on episode 1, we think.
1 or 2, yeah.
I think it was 1 because Steven was 2. It was you, me, and Leora. I think
Yeah.
the first time we didn't film it.
No.
So there's just audio of that, and then the intro was just, "Hey guys, this thing called RAWtalk, and we have these things in our face."
Yeah, it was
the
cool.
the spit guards.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. That's right, with the triangle things.
Yeah, that was the original loft that I rented.
Yeah, I
and that
remember
was
that.
a hell of a lot of time. But let's talk about assisting. That's what I really want to hear about, because over the last couple of years, Richie has really crushed the assisting and digiteching market, whether it's not just Philly, but around the world that you get calls from. You've done how many jobs in the last 3 years?
It's countless. I mean, the progression over the last couple of years have been really, it's been strange. I mean, it started as, out of college, trying to be a press photographer, into going into weddings. And then my first taste of a commercial shoot was an antidepressant drug. Years ago with Jeff Sachs, and we shot a pharmaceutical ad. And I just remember walking on this set and being like, this is it. This is where I belong. Like, there's something really, to me, calming about the commercial industry. And interesting where it's never the same thing. No matter what, you can shoot the same product, same shot, same location every day, but nothing is ever the same. There's so many variabilities that it's just neat. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it started as carrying C-stands. That was it. I just carried C-stands and sandbags, and then you're placing lights, and then you're building modifiers, and then you're not just a guy wrapping gear, you're a guy setting gear, and then you moved up to suddenly Digiteching came into play, and it was something that the East Coast really didn't have, because we don't really have that crazy high-end commercial outside of Miami, New York, and now Atlanta, and some other markets, have that type of thing. But what was happening was I was getting these calls from my friends out west that had the guys they were working for coming out east who didn't have a Digitech. I was like, oh, well, I know Lightroom enough, and I did enough work with Urban Outfitters where I was doing their media management on set and doing tethering and everything. And then on Breaking Bad 4, I think it was, I was still assisting, and then I met a real Digitech, and me and Chris Nolan were still good friends. And I remember just watching everything kind of happen. I'm going, that's it. That's where I belong. I love cameras. I love numbers. I love computers.
You
How
like
cool is it?
shortcuts and quick keys.
It's my OCD and ADHD come together and make this beautiful little combination for me.
Right, and for those of you who don't know what Digiteching is, it's the guy that ingests the files, makes sure that they're organized, makes sure that they're backed up, makes sure that everything's named and coded and safe and secure and ready to go, so that, because the last thing you want to have happen on set is you take all these pictures and you have all these people there that are celebrities, well, not just the celebrity part, but the professionals that are working, the actors that are getting their pictures taken, and you lose all the files. So that's Richie's job, is to make sure that, one, that doesn't happen. Also, hire other assistants to make sure everything else is set up, and probably oversee it. You're kind of like a manager out there.
Yeah, it kind of turns into, with some of the guys I work for, like Ben Loiner and like Dom Savini, even with Jimmy Chin sometimes, not really, he always has, a great support staff, but you end up kind of being like a micromanager and like making sure like the photographer's fully taken care of. On some sets I'll have a first assistant, so I don't have to worry about any of that. We, for like Better Call Saul and all that, we roll in, I've already ordered all the gear. I got semi-full gear coming. I got 4 of the best assistants in LA coming. I got Kevin Vu. I don't have to worry about anything. And, after you do that for so long, it becomes second nature, where you just show up on set and everything just happens. Yeah. And whether or not you're the one that makes it happen or kind of just finesses things. And that's what a lot of what we do is finessing. It's suggestion. It's making sure the photographer's taken care of, the client's taken care of, the product's quality. It's not even, always about the files. It's grown to so much more than that there's guys out there that'll just show up with a little 13-inch MacBook Pro and go, oh, I'm a Digitech. And then there's guys like me that'll come up, we'll show up with a tower and 3 30-inch Dells and have one half a mile away in a video village,
Right.
And never burp them with camera tethering.
Video Village used to be the place we rented beta tapes back in Ben Salem. Way
oh my
back
God.
in the day.
On Street Road.
Yeah, Video Village. That's where we got, I almost said DVDs, but it was beta and VHS.
No, that was VHS, man.
That was Video Village.
See, I never got the VHSs. I always got the Nintendo cartridges.
Oh, yeah?
That was my thing.
You rented those?
Yeah.
Well, so hearing this, it's like a tour manager. Your job is to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Everybody's going to be on set. The camera gear is going to be there. And so the discussion that I want to have with you now, I want to ask questions to help you guys out there be a better assistant, or to how to find out to be an assistant. And also I have some questions that you guys submitted on Instagram so that we can answer them, or Richie can answer them, and go from there. I think one of the things that I want to know is mentally transitioning from looking for photo gigs to shoot. How did you become okay with the whole Digitech world as a viable life support system?
A lot of, and I hate to say a lot of, in saying anything about me being successful and saying, pat myself on the back and saying I'm a successful person. I am, but I don't like to ever portray that. I never like to
So you don't
say
own a
about
Porsche?
No. I'm still driving. If you ask Adam, he'll tell you I have a 2008 Pontiac SUV. But he calls it a classic car.
Well, at least you don't have the Aztec.
No, but I wish.
Because you got to put a tent on the back of the
I
Aztec.
think we blew one of them up in New Mexico once. Though. No, we blew up the.
That was
the
Better Call
Charger.
Saul?
No,
I mean, that
Better
was
Call,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah. That was a Charger.
Oh, that was the Charger they blew
the
up?
Charger in the desert.
They did that for you too?
No, I wasn't on set for that. Ben was there. I was unfortunately locked in a closet making sure files because we were shooting unit, and Ben would shoot 6,000 to 10,000 frames a day, and I'm just locked in my hotel room those days with a 30-inch Dell and piles of memory cards going. Oh my God, what do I do?
So the mentality thing, the shift from shooting to now assisting and digiteching. How'd you get through that?
The rising end of it was what attracted me to it. I learned a long time ago when I started in this industry that you don't just go to the top. And I watched a lot of guys, some guys we even graduated with in college, that went right to a really comfortable place, and a year later were on their face. Because they didn't take the time to learn the industry, to learn the billing, the insurance, the gear, Sure, you know everything about your camera and you know everything about this, but, can you light, a set with 30 heads and understand all of that, and I wanted to build up. So I said, the photography's taking a back seat. I'm still involved in photography. I'm still involved in the production of imagery, but I wanted to get to a higher end place. I didn't want to be shooting weddings. I didn't want to be doing a magazine work, and not anything against any of that. It just wasn't for me. And there's something really gratifying at the end of the day when you see a final product that we get to make, and it's just nobody else has made it.
Well, that, and it's taken you around the world. I mean, you are flying every which way.
Yeah, I mean, the first call I got from Jimmy Chin was, hey, we're going to Jackson Hole, and then we're going to Santiago, Chile.
If you don't know who Jimmy Chin is, look up Meru.
Meru, yeah.
The
great
movie that he did, climbing the shark's fin.
Or if you own a North Face, just look at the tag. His face is probably on it. He's
an extreme.
I do not fit in with that guy.
No.
We're really close
Sean
friends.
Does?
But you watch this guy. I remember we were doing something for Canon a couple months ago for the C300 Mark II campaign. And, the whole project was around Jimmy being shooting for CPS services and a couple other things. And you just watch this guy go up the side of a mountain, and you're like, why am I here? Like,
yeah,
this guy's like a whole nother level.
Like, Jimmy, I don't think the Wi-Fi's working.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not transmitting. Can we run a cable?
Yeah, I mean, like we were Casper, Wyoming, shooting a Quicksilver campaign, and I was tethering him, and Jimmy he's not a tether guy. I shoot the card. I don't need 100,000 frames. He knows when you got it, and he doesn't like having a leash. You know? And I put a leash on him, and we're in the middle of a blizzard, and Jimmy's shooting tethered, and finally he just yanked it out. He's like, I can't do this. It's just crazy. So
it should have had a jerk stopper on it.
It did, trust me.
And then he yanked that off too.
There's always some kind of jerk stopper on it, whether it be the adjuster or even the one that hangs off the off the strap.
I'm not even sure what they're called.
There's so many jerks.
But let's now that we've got that, let's dive into these questions and give people solid info on stuff. Like my first question is, what is the importance of assisting?
Man, it's your job as an assistant is it's not very romantic sometimes. As to be an assistant, you're the bottom guy, you're the lowest guy there. You're the PA, you're the whatever, you're the guy who gets water, you're the guy. But that's what brings success, because you start at the bottom, you see what you need to do, and you get access to places that you wouldn't get access to, and you get access to clients and talent and sets and gear. And I think the importance of it is you're taking that stress off the photographer. So as soon as the camera goes to the photographer's eye, he can worry about the interaction with the product, the talent, whatever it is he's capturing. He now doesn't have to worry about anything. He doesn't have to worry about carrying gear. He doesn't have to worry like, oh, I'm going in alone, I can only bring one light. No, I can bring 3 lights, or I can bring a seamless, or I can bring stands, or I can bring 2 cameras, or I can shoot tethered. You're a luxury item, but you're just as essential as the photographer in the end. And I think, in order to be successful, you kind of have to put your pride aside and learn the ins and outs of lighting, teching, cameras, power. I mean, just power alone, like you walk into, a studio, or say you're just renting a commercial house to do, a lifestyle ad. You walk in, you have 4 8A packs, Pro Photo, big old packs. You plug them in the same outlet, all of a sudden the whole house is out of power. You know, you threw the breaker. Just having that knowledge that, okay, I can't put 2 packs on an outlet or, you know, a breaker. You know, just stupid little things like that. That's what's going to make you successful. And because once that becomes second nature, that's what's going to show your importance. And that's how you're going to elevate. And that's how you're going to get to go from, like, you know, assisting, say, a food shoot for a magazine to, you know, a celebrity on a rooftop in Manhattan.
Right. So what are the keys to being an assistant who gets called back? Like, what do you look for when you're hiring an assistant that's like, yeah, I like working with this person, I want them coming back next time? And then vice versa, what makes you not call somebody back?
The number one thing that I look for, and this was embedded in me when I was a kid. I mean, my first job, I think 9 or 10, I was sweeping my dad's shop floors. And I would do it until there was no dust left on the floor. You hustle. Whatever you do in life, you should hustle. You should always give it your all plus a little bit. And I hate saying, I'll give it 110%. But when I'm on set and we have an assistant, I look over and they're on their phone. That's the first, that right there, that's an X.
Yeah, you're working, your phone stays in your pocket.
Everybody else on set's on the phone. You know, and we've had guys out where all of a sudden, you know, you're going, why is there no flashes going? You look over and there's a guy on his phone. And you're like, oh, come on. Or the photographer's moving a light, or, you know, or I'm doing stuff that takes me away from my job. Hustle. That's the number one thing. Hustle. Whether you know something or not, if somebody says, hey, can you do this? Don't ask why, when, how. Do it and have it done.
Or also, I know a part of the key to assisting is, if there's something that you need to learn for an upcoming shoot, that you take the time to get educated in as many things as possible, because maybe there's something that would save the photographer time on set, which would save then money, because you're like, oh, when there's the right time to say something, not on set, not in front of the client, but you'd be like, you know what? I was tinkering with this idea in the hotel room late last night, and I thought that, you know what, maybe this would be a thing we could try. Let me explain it to you real quick and show you. Like that's something that would make a good assistant. And one more thing for me is, I know that when I was starting out, that Kerper Studio thing, remember when I did that? And I was the guy who printed in the studio, I printed everybody else's crappy negatives, and they sent me out to assist the guy. And the one thing that Kerper told me was, your job is to anticipate what's going to happen next and know what the photographer wants next. And if you know that you have to set up 3 lights, know that the light stands, you might as well start taking them out and getting them ready to go. And that's anticipation, and just being a step ahead and being ready to go is one of the keys.
There's always something to do on set. When we walk in the door, say we have 12 C-stands, build all 12 C-stands. Have the heads ready to throw, have heads on them. Build all the modifiers, put the speed rings on the soft boxes. Have it so, if we go, hey, we need a small strip with a grid, on a mini boom, it's a 5-second thing. It's not, well, I have to build the strip, put the grid in, I got to find a head, I got to find the mini boom, I got to find a roller. Have everything, it's exactly it. Being preemptive, being, ahead of the game. And then, at the end of the day, one of the things that kills me is, you see people kind of slacking off towards the end of the day. My biggest thing when I was assisting at the end of the day, I was pre-packing gear. You know what I mean? If we wrapped at 5 and our last shot was 4:30, I'd check with the photographers. I'd say, it's 4:45, we're wrapping at 5. Do you mind if I start breaking down? I'll keep an eye on the set. You're still involved with the set, but you're also being proactive. And that's a big thing in assisting. If you drag your feet, if you cause any kind of hiccup, you've now degraded the job, which degrades the photographer, which degrades the creative agency, which degrades the client, who has to report to their boss. Right. And I think a lot of people don't think about the trickle-down effect of what actually can occur on set if you screw up.
When the time's to wrap, that you get everything done. The time to then go have beers and hang out and drink and eat food is when you're done. And so that's what you're going towards. You have time to not play around, but you have time to unwind later. You get your job done, you get it all set up, and then you go and you have your fun. And there it is. It's a lot of fun because you're traveling the world sometimes, and you get to encounter situations that not many people get to encounter, and hang out with people that you may not get to ever hang out with.
If you are good enough to the point where you know gear, you know how to light, you're proactive, you have a good personality, you dress well. You don't, you're not showing up looking like you just rolled out of bed. That's another.
How important
peeve.
Is that?
To me, it's a pet peeve. I mean, presentation's everything, and I get like with and I'm sure people think I dress like a hipster or something. I wear skinny jeans, a pair of nice Vans, a sweater, and an Oxford every day. every day of my life. I wear the same outfit in a different variation.
They remember you.
Right. You know, oh, we haven't seen you in a year. Oh my God, you look a little different because you have a beard now or this. But, you know, you get some of these hipsters, and it's not saying anything negative about anybody, but that think it's okay to show up and look like they're going to the bar or going to a club, or, you know, they want to dress in their best gear and look nice, and that's fine. But you're there to work. I'm not saying don't be yourself, don't dress anything. Hygiene, don't smell. If you smoke cigarettes, I smoke cigarettes. Chew gum.
Don't smoke
Have
cigarettes
mints.
at home, kids.
Really, you shouldn't. You should do none of that. Ugh, it's awful. But if you
I will
do,
never kiss Richie because he smokes.
If you do,
I wouldn't have kissed him anyway.
wash your hands. Chew gum. Nobody wants to stand next to you and smell a cigarette butt and taste that nicotine. Yeah, exactly.
I carry
See?
packs of 15 all the time. I always have the big packs in my back pocket because you're talking to people and you don't want to blow them away.
And you're
very conscious of that.
You know, I end up within 2 to 3 inches of people sometimes talking because you don't want to be loud on set, or you're saying, hey, you know, something's not working, or you're trying to be secretive and not let the world know what's going on. Sometimes.
Speaking of secretive, if there is an issue, you play it in such a way that you don't alert the talent or the client that there's a major issue. You just walk over, you're like, oh, hey, yeah, so hey, hold on 1 second, let's take that back, and you go over and you're like, I'm gonna fix this. We just need to do this. Just keep doing something.
Sure.
You know.
I mean, I have little things that I do on set if there's an issue that I can kind of use as oh, well, we kind of need a second. We got to change batteries in the camera. That's like my big thing. Something starts not working right, or say a light got moved, or, you know, you get the vibe from the photographer, he's just not happy. Like, hey, can we just, you know, take a 2-second break? You know, and I don't announce it. I'll go over to the photographer, I'll tap him on the shoulder and go in his ear, hey, dude, we got to change batteries. And that way, you know, if he needs a break, or the shot needs a break, or, you know, a pack needs broken, or it's just not going the way it's supposed to be going, it's a good little, you know, that's my personal.
Well, that's good. That's definitely
instead
good.
of being like, hey, you know, that pack blew up and, you know, lights haven't fired and your camera's not focusing, or tether dropped, or anything that's going to cause any kind of negative concerns.
So that's all good advice. Now let's talk about how somebody becomes an assistant. How do you get that job? How do you get that gig?
I believe in organic growth. I think that's one thing I wanted to touch on earlier is I've kind of let this happen organically, and I've never marketed as an assistant or a digitech. It's all been word of mouth, and that was just a luck thing on my behalf, I believe. I think, you know, now I think I have a reputation, which is good, but I think at the beginning I lucked out. I make sure that everybody's taken care of on set. I go above and beyond, and that's not to pat myself on the back, but, you know, say our schedule, you know, first shot's 8, load in 7. I'm there at 6:30. I don't want to be stuck in traffic and texting somebody like, oh, whole shoot's going to be late because the guy carrying stands is going to be late, you know?
That's your job, to be there early.
Yeah, you know, being on time to me is 15 minutes before call time.
At least.
And that's with stopping and getting coffee or whatever you have to do. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be late because I have to stop and get coffee. That's your, you know, if you have a normal 9 to 5 job and you show up at 9:15 because you wanted to get coffee, that's not, you know, your boss isn't going to be okay with it. So why would we be okay with it?
So what skills outside of photography are important for an assistant to have?
To be humble. You know, I have a pet peeve when clients come up to you and go, oh, so you're a photographer too. I never talk about it. Never. Do you shoot? Yeah, I mess around. You know, I fly drones. I have fun. You know, I do a little bit of this and that. Never once. You're there to represent the photographer's brand or the creative agency's brand. You're not there to promote yourself. And a lot of, you know, and when I was coming up, I used to watch, you know, guys kind of like give cards to clients and stuff. I like, oh yeah, I'm a photographer too. Like, here, take my card. Like, that to me is just tacky.
Yeah, it's not your place. No. It's not your shoot. It's not your set. You're not there to get jobs. They ask you, no. You're like, no, I'll get you the card of the photographer so you can talk to them. That's what you do. You don't, and you really shouldn't be talking to a client unless they're talking to you. You kind of stay to yourself. It's not your place to be talking. It's not your place. It's really, you're not there to have a conversation. That's for the photographer who has the job. They have the conversation. They have fun. They joke around. You shut your mouth and you keep to doing work.
Yeah. You know, you should be, when you're on set and you're assisting and say you have 3 flashes firing, you should be watching those flashes. You should know the recycle of them. You should know, hey, where's our next shot? And be pre-planning where we're going next or what the photographer may need next, you know?
Yeah.
One thing, you know, that I can suggest is every once in a while, just walk a bottle of water or a cup of coffee over the photographer. Show your value. Show that you care. Let them know that you're there not to just collect a paycheck.
You got to be the eyes. You got to be they're paying attention to shooting. You're paying attention to everything else, and they may forget. You know what? Here's an energy drink, or here's a protein bar or something. Don't forget. Just do this. So that's all good stuff. I want to keep moving.
Yeah.
I want to move into the questions that the readers have. Let's do this rapid fire style.
All right.
You can answer them. Take the time you need.
Ready.
But here we go. We've got W. Fletcher 2. William Fletcher here. I'm curious, what is the easiest, and maybe we've answered some of these. I don't know yet, but I did pick these. I'm curious, what is the easiest and most effective way to approach and ask photographers if they need you as a second or backup for weddings? I want to get more work, but being full-time military makes it difficult to always market myself, and it could be easier to work as a second with a full-time photographer in my time off and weekends.
That's a great question. I actually, when I was doing weddings back in the early 2000s.
You were doing a ton as a second shooter.
And what started was my sister's friends were all getting married. So I shot a bunch of their weddings. I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. It gets me back out shooting. It's kind of journalistic. I wasn't doing the 80s, soft focus look or anything like that.
No, but the people you were working for were.
Well, we're going to get to that. What happened was it became monotonous, and then the marketing, like Will's saying here, or Bill, I'm sorry, Mr. Fletcher, we'll call you. I saw exactly what he's kind of touching on as a way of still shooting and getting away from creating the albums and doing all the front work and the back work. Weddings are crazy. Like, you have to meet somebody a year before they get married. You got to learn all the details about their wedding. You have to keep scheduling names and everything else. You got to show up on that day. You got to shoot that day, and then you got to deal with them a year later when you're doing their album.
Always a year later.
It's so much time, and the budgets. Sure, there's $10,000-$15,000 weddings out there, but I met guys back then that were doing $500 weddings and giving albums out. I'm going.
I used to give you $500 at the end of the wedding when we shot them.
Well, yeah.
You like shooting with me, right?
Yeah, you were paying me okay back then.
I was just like, Richie, you're gonna do all the work. I'm gonna stand here and take 1/4 of the pictures of you. Can you do all the directing? And I'm gonna take a couple pictures.
See, because I'm a hustler, and then that's kind of what happened. I got a phone call from. Actually, no, it was at Alan's Camera.
Were you working at the time?
I was working at Alan's Camera. Lenny Weinberg came in, and he was like, "Oh, you shoot weddings?" Like, I'm kind of out of it now. And he's like, "Well, why don't you stop by the studio one day and we'll talk?" And all of a sudden, that conversation led to shooting maybe 40 or 50 a year.
And then you upset Alan because you left.
Well, I left. I didn't leave Alan when I was doing weddings. I maintained weddings because I could shoot weddings on the weekends and then work a couple days a week at the store and then assist a little bit here and there too.
And let me just say, Alan never got upset when we left to go pursue our ventures. He understood always what the goals that we had. So Alan was great with that stuff.
As long as you communicate it to him. You can't be like, I couldn't call him like on Wednesday night and be like, hey dude, I got an opportunity to work tomorrow night. Like, but that's another thing. We'll get into that. Remind me about that.
We'll get into it now before you forget.
Double booking. Whoever books you first has you.
Yeah.
Don't ever expect to just blow off a job and people be okay with it. I have a couple guys that, I introduced to certain people. One guy blew off one shoot. That pretty much ruined him. He doesn't get referred. He doesn't get, and it's a shame because he was a great guy, but you can't blow off shoots because you got a better job come up.
Exactly.
But to answer back to Fletch. Sorry, dude. I'm totally going to answer your question, Fletch. I would say reach out to some studios and say, hey, listen, I've done some stuff. I've shot a bunch of weddings. I love shooting weddings. I want a second shoot.
And being military, I think, helps because that shows that you have discipline.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, one of Laurie's second shooters was a military guy. I loved working with him. I mean, everything was so efficient. You know how I am with efficiency. I want to make sure everything gets done on time, properly.
Yeah.
Not on time.
No.
Half-assed.
Know what you're saying. All right, let's keep moving. We've got B top rimmed. What is Richie? You have more input into that. What is B top rimmed?
B top rimmed.
Yeah, what would that? I don't know what B top rimmed is.
Top rimmed, like the lighting, like a rim light from the top, like an old school hair light.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, Richie.
Okay,
that's where I was going with that. Should you pay for?
We're talking photos here. We're not talking Morimoto and creepy Noah turtlenecks here.
What, his head at the top of a rim of a neck?
Love you, Noah.
Should you pay for an assistant, or should you just find someone that is a family member or a friend and not pay them?
All right.
Albert.
Well, what kind of business you want to run? You want to go to a restaurant where the busboy doesn't get paid and doesn't really care about what he does, and he's just there to kind of help out? Or you want to go to a restaurant where the busboy comes over and you know your plate's gone?
And part of it is you don't want to just boss your family members around because they may get the wrong idea.
Me and my college girlfriend, when I started shooting weddings, used to work for me, and it was the worst idea ever.
Well, you had to label your
Awful.
caps, right?
Yeah.
I still have some of your labeled caps.
Yeah, because I would call out a lens or something. But I'm hard to work for, and any of the guys that have worked for me, I'm a little aggressive. But that's that's a whole separate conversation. To touch on that, to me, take the money out of your pocket and pay somebody. If you're having Al Tillmans used to bring buddies to carry lenses on the sideline at NFL games. Prime example of when it's perfect idea to bring a friend. You just need somebody to carry lenses, carry stands. Fine. You want them to set the stands? You want them to mount the lenses? That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
You're going to get into it where your client's going to be like, hey, can you do this shot? And you're going to run out of time because you're lighting it yourself.
Yep.
Or you're moving the gear yourself. Or your assistant doesn't understand. Or something happened that morning. Say, you and your wife were shooting together and you guys got in a fight at breakfast. Well, now that tension's on set. Now that tension's at the wedding. And people pick up on that. And, it's hard to maintain that professional relationship with whoever hired you to create the imagery when you have something radiating in the back of your head about your assistant.
Exactly. And remember this, the photographer that's on the set, well, as an assistant, you need to have thick skin. You have to be okay with getting your balls busted. That's part of it. If you're gonna flake out because somebody called you a term of endearment name or something, you got to have thick skin. And they're not yelling at you. It's in the heat of the battle.
Yeah. I mean, Loiner is one of my best friends in this world. We have had battles on set. I never respond, though.
Yeah.
Dish it out. We're going to talk about it later. For sure, don't think we're not going to talk about this later. But while there's a client right there, take it.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Suck up your pride.
Yep.
You are not the star of the show.
You hear that, Noah?
You're not the star of the show. You're the support. You're the nurse. You're not the doctor. You're the one putting the stitches in and doing everything. The doctor walks in. I've worked for guys that call me, say, hey, here's what we're doing. I show up. Where they at? Oh, they're not going to be here. Shots at 9. They'll be here at 8:55. They want it lit, everything ready. You hand them a camera. I mean, I've worked with some serious guys. Like, you're talking high name guys. I don't want to say anything derogatory and mention names because I don't want to affiliate it like that. But these guys, and that's the life. That's the business they built.
Yeah.
That they can say, I'm not going to light it. I'm not going to tell you how I want it lit. You should know how I want it lit. I'm going to tweak it, and then that's it.
Yep.
I mean, I worked for a guy. I remember at a power plant one day. Never met the guy. Got a call from LA from one of my producer friends. Here's the guy's name. Here's the job. Here's the celebrity talent. Here's the lighting reference. He'll be there at 9:15. You have till 9:30 to shoot. I got there at 7. By 8:30, I was lit. Went outside, had a smoke, met the guy, walked upstairs, handed him camera, 53 frames. He walked out, got in a car, and left.
Let's rapid fire this.
Let's do it. Sorry.
Ponder soaking, whatever. Pond rosaking, I don't know. Fro and Richie, in general, should an assistant use only their own gear, or are there things that the hired photographer should provide for their assistant, specifically things like lights, etc.? Colin Santee.
Okay, so this is one of those weird parts of our industry, depending on where you are. If you're in the high-end commercial world, you're renting your gear. At this point where I'm at now, if I bring gear on set, most of the time it's being reimbursed. There's a rental fee attached. When I started, I was taught you show up with gloves, gaff tape, a knife, a Leatherman. You show up with gear, A-clamps, little mini A-clamps, stuff that, maybe a stylist might have forgotten a clamp. Oh, now you got one. You show your value. You used to show up with, gels.
Yeah.
You had a bag. You had an assistant kit. When you get into lights and stuff, that becomes a little bit of a treacherous territory because what if it breaks?
Right.
And you're just letting them borrow it. You know what I mean? As long as you talk about beforehand, like, hey, without putting weird pressure on it, like, hey, you can use my gear. As long as you're okay with it, you're not going to build resentment over it. I'm fine with it.
And on the flip side, when it comes to, say, assisting with weddings, that's going to depend on the photographer.
Yeah.
And they may pay you less if you're using their gear, but don't expect to get paid less if you're using your own gear. That's one of the things that you need to take into consideration. The wear and tear on your gear, you better be getting paid.
Sure.
And I'm not a big fan of using other people's gear because maybe I don't know it, but you got to, keep moving. Melon Deco. Should assistants have access to being able to share the images they take from each event on their own personal pages? I have been asked about this, and some say no. Thoughts? Two different scenarios. You've got the wedding assisting, and then what you do, you probably don't get it.
What I do?
You don't.
I can't even post BTS photos. I mean, I have jobs that I can't even tell you about. I signed NDAs, and you know all about NDAs. I mean, we deal with that a lot. For commercial, I mean, that's a really sticky situation.
Yeah.
Some brands want that awareness, and some brands don't. As far as weddings, if I second shot a wedding, that's not my image. Technically, yes, I own the copyright because I pressed the shutter and I composed and all that. But you were hired under the impression that, Joe Schmo hired you to create photos for Joe Schmo.
Yep.
Ask permission. There's nothing worse than using somebody else's images that you shot for them.
Exactly.
Like those, technically, yes. And if you go all the way down to the copyright laws, those are your images.
Right, but it's
in reality, no. They bought them off you. They bought the rights. The minute you press that button, they handed you a check. You no longer own them.
And that's fine. And then some of it's like, yeah, you can use it for your personal, personal things in the future.
But you can't hit the bride up and be like, "Hey, I took this photo." And,
No.
I've heard of people doing that.
That's
I've heard
bullshit.
of second photographers reaching out and saying, "Hey, we have a mutual friend that did that."
We do? Mm-hmm. Oh, we got to talk after.
Yeah.
I want to know who it was. Make a
we'll
mental
talk
note.
about it.
Make a mental note.
I got
My
3 of them right
name's
now.
what?
I got 3 notes right now.
Really? Do you need the pen and paper?
No. I'm pretty good right now. It's still early.
My name's Bert. How much experience should an assistant have in order to shadow/work under the photographer?
I mean, it depends on what kind of industry. I mean, yesterday, prime example, we're on the Dietz and Watson shoot, and a good friend of mine, Neil's studio mate, Jess, brought her intern in. Her intern's a senior in high school. He's a senior in high school.
Uh-huh.
And he's working more than most of my assisting friends. And he's still attending high school in Camden, New Jersey. And he's
Really?
working in Philly as an assistant and an intern.
So he's busting ass.
You get what you give. If it's one of those weird things, like
You only get what... I'm not going to sing right now, but I love that song.
it's one of those weird things where, you don't have to have experience as long as you let the person know. Like, I've hired assistants and said, "Hey, do you know how to use your Pro Photo?" And, "Oh, yeah. Not knowing that Pro Photo's a brand. They just think, "Oh, Pro Photo, like you're a professional photographer." "Yeah, I know I use Pro Photo gear." And then you show them a pack and they go, "What do you mean? What's a 10th stop?"
I don't know.
Don't.
Oh, you weren't asking me.
Yeah. Exactly. But that was like, the first time that happened, the kid looked at me and I go, "I asked you if you knew Pro Photo." "Oh, but I think it's important for the photographer to be clear with the assistant of what their expectations are.
Yeah.
And I think it's important too, in the same fact of the assistant, to ask what they're expected to do. To ask, what are my responsibilities going to do?
Are there
What do
programs I
you-
need to learn?
Sure. It's one of those things that if you have a skill set already, great, you're contributing. Now you're becoming a collaborator, not an assistant. If you don't know anything, you only know a little bit, you're learning. Just learn.
Yeah.
Experiment, play, read.
Last question here. Jared, Richie, Steven, Todd, Noah, and Silent Joe. My question is whether or not assistants should use contracts for working with other photographers, or if simple invoicing does the trick. I freelance in other mediums and have heard some serious horror stories resulting in people never getting paid, waiting for months, etc. Thanks and keep up the great work. #flying solo.
Okay, this is another one of those sticky situations. Contractual, no. I think, to me, if an assistant sent me a contract, I don't know how I'd respond to that, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
To me, that's a little much. Everything we do is based on trust. And, I've worked for guys I've never met and invoiced them and not gotten paid for 90 days. But that's our industry. You don't get paid at the end of a day.
Let me jump in there.
Sometimes you do.
I pay at the end of the day. It's a job. You do your job. And I work with clients right now that haven't paid in 6 months because that's just how they are, and that's bullshit to me. I think if you hire somebody at the end of the gig, you give them a check. It's not their job to wait until you get paid by the people who are getting paid by the people who are getting paid. You did your work. I pay people. Like when Richie did weddings with me, literally left with cash in his hand for the ones that paid us cash.
I think for weddings, that's an easy thing. I think in the commercial world, it gets a little different.
Even in a commercial world, we film something, you're getting paid. I'm paying my assistants, but I'm not making them wait.
You're asking, so this week, for example, if I expected to walk out yesterday with a check for the project I concluded, I had to have all my rental numbers figured out, which is fine because I did a quote. But overtime, expenses. These are things that you don't think of in the moment sometimes.
Well, then paid within reasonable time.
I think I'm net 30 on all my invoicing. That's what I aim for. I give leniency though. It's a trusting. It's all about trust. And if you don't trust they're going to pay you, don't go to the job. Don't go.
Yeah.
Tell them no. Talk to them before when you're hired. When you have that initial conversation, say, okay, let me get the awkward stuff out of the way first.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to approach them at the end of the day because you're going to blindside the wrong person and you're never going to get called back because it might be seen as tacky.
Exactly. So a lot of the jobs that I do and people that I work with, it's a lot of, hey, you're going to do this and I'm going to pay you with this.
Right.
And have the email, have the correspondence that just lays out expectations. Yeah. The last thing you want to have is that you didn't expect something and they expected something from you and it goes to hell in a handbasket. But contracts are not my favorite thing. And yes, they do protect you. But sometimes if you put a contract in front of the wrong person, they're gonna sit there and be like, get out of here. I don't do that. You said you're gonna do your job. And I've worked with some high level people that are like, contract, do we need, because I asked, like when I was in the certain industries, I was like, do we need a contract? Should I send a contract? He's like, you tell me you're gonna do your job and I'm gonna pay you.
Sure.
And we do that.
I mean, I've had jobs when you're working with production companies, you'll get a contract a lot of the times. You will, because they have expectations, and it might be the first time they're working with you or the client, or it could be, a very large client, a global client, say. They want everything buttoned up. It's a corporate world. They want it buttoned up. But
it's good.
As an assistant, I think it'd be weird to send a photographer a contract. I think an invoice is kind of a contract.
Yeah, cool. So lots of information there. Assisting, contract, whatever it was we just talked about is solid information.
So much stuff.
No, Richie was great here. Richie, thank you very much for coming in.
Of course,
that
man.
was good. That was good. And we're going to get back to the rest of the show.
Have fun, man.
But thank you for coming in. That's awesome and solid information.
Anytime, man. And tell your guys, hit me up if they ever have questions.
Where do they find you?
You know what? The DigiRichie at gmail.com.
It's the DigiRichie at gmail.com.
Guys, feel free. Don't expect a response within 5 minutes. Don't get bent if I don't respond. It's nothing personal. I want to help as many people as I can, but at the same time, I'm still running a business and I have a life to live.
And there you have it. Now back to the show. So that interview, that was great.
Awesome.
That was an awesome
Richie
interview.
Richie is like the king of assisting.
And Richie knows the ins and outs.
Yeah.
He knows the ins and outs, and he gave some nuggets of information there that should help you be a better photographer, be a better assistant, be all of that.
He's been on some serious jobs.
Look, Todd can't even pay attention.
I've been on serious jobs too. Making it rain.
God.
Making it rain.
We should have had that at the bar last night.
That was the best thing ever.
Oh my God, this funny money.
Yo, you got to bring that the cannonball. Just make it rain.
That is pretty good fake money.
Yeah. Yep. I'm keeping this shit.
Of course, it's
Faux show.
It's to you.
Awesome.
This is one of the best gifts I've ever seen.
Super creative, yeah.
Corey, thank you very much again.
Taking this to the Hood Strip Club. They'll never know the difference.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, girl, I got you a hundy.
That probably works with real money then, right? It should,
It's a
theoretically.
late show, too.
Who makes that and where can you find it, Todd?
It lights
know.
up too.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
What's it say on the side of it?
Cash Cannon. Late show.
I guarantee you. Anyway, you got... All right, Todd, stop. We got to keep moving.
Sorry.
So, Richie, fantastic job.
Really
good.
Love that interview with Richie. He spit out such great nuggets of information. Now it's time to get to the Wheel of Fro, then finish it up with the memes, and then call it a day.
Let's do it.
All right, so on the wheel...
Oh, I see you changed
I
some
have
things
to do the
around.
Epson one.
I know.
I didn't get to the Epson one.
You did all of them except the handwritten one.
We did change. We did change the
You
wheel.
did all of them except the most important,
I know,
biggest one.
the one we were supposed to change.
All right, so I got busy on the wheel the other day, So now we have Lexar. What I pictured on there is the Lexar hub, the H1
Love it.
hub. What's it called?
H2, you mean? Isn't the HR2 now or something?
Yeah, that's the Thunderbolt version is a lot more expensive than the USB 3
It is,
only.
yeah.
The USB 3 only one is a steal right now, but I
like
get the
$40
Thunderbolt
or something?
Yeah, and then you can get all these different card readers. But
Modules, yeah.
These are the cards we use. You got the XQD cards. Oh, I didn't put CFast. They do make CFast.
They do.
They make CFast. For anybody that's getting the Canon 1DX Mark II, we've got the SD cards, and we also have the micro SD cards. Then we've got Fro Prize. We've got at store.fronosphoto.com. You can get your I Shoot Raw gear, all of the shirts that are available there, except for in the EU, which stands for the European Union.
No, you can get no shit wrong in you fuck yourself.
And so you can get some shirts over at store.fronosphoto.com. If you don't have anything I Shoot Raw related, well, go ahead and do that, and we will get you your shirts in the mail.
Nice.
Then we have Borrow Lenses, borrowlenses.com/fro, followed by all of my guides. I offer guides. If you go to fronosphoto.com and you look under guides, which is right there, you can see the 4 guides that we have. Fronos Photo Guide to Getting Out of Auto, Fronos Photo Guide to Flash Photography, the Fronos Photo Guide to DSLR video, mirrorless cameras and all, as well as the Fronos Photo Guide to Video Editing, which just came out, and it's
Todd's making it rain.
still the code is still launch. Todd.
Unfortunately, Todd.
Is it just launch?
No.
Or is it launch?
It's capital launch. All capitals. Okay, squarespace.com/fro. Been seeding out there to some people. If you want the Fronos Photo, I don't have a name for it, guide.
Guide to website site marketing?
It's about websites and branding and marketing. Unbelievable nuggets of information for 2.5 hours, and it's free. It's not out yet, but if you're on my email list, you will end up getting it in the email when we send it out. It's probably after the video guides and the 30 for 30 is done.
I was working really hard on it. Hope you like it, guys.
Then we've got videoblocks.com/go/fro. We use VideoBlocks all the time. They also have a 360 virtual reality and 3D, I believe, galleries that you can go check out, as well as purchase for stock footage. Go get that. Videoblocks.com/go/fro. We've got the Fro Prize of my bag.
Your bag.
If you go to store.fronosphoto.com, look for bags under accessories. This is my bag.
I can't wait for the wheel to hit your bag every single
10 weeks in a row.
It's $199 for the bag, and it comes with a free Peewee Pixel Pocket Rocket, which has a value of $20. Shipping is $12.99 in the United States. That's where we ship it, and we eat most of the cost on the shipping. Yeah, so we save you some money there.
Num, 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 num.
Rode microphone. Don't forget about my Rode Reel competition at myrodereel.com. Now with all those many, many prizes that we talked about earlier. Kessler Crane. We can't wait to employ the crane over at the new place more often.
Oh, yeah.
Lock off a camera and go to town. We've got the Spin Again and Epson to win an Epson P600.
If you only had a printer to print
If only.
the printer that's on the thing, so we could have a printer of the print of the printer.
What's this, 4 weeks in a
there.
row?
Yeah.
I do
Still
have
not
one.
Switch?
I do have one. I just have to print it with the P600. Then we got AdoramaPix.com. We're going to have a new code coming up with you to get some discounts. Just waiting on them to give it to us. If it's sitting here on the screen right now, that means they gave it to us. If it's not, then they didn't give us to it yet, and then we'll get it to you at some other point. Hey, look at that. That is the
hey.
representative of the Fro video guide.
What are you watching
The
on that
Fronos Photo
screen?
Guide to Video Editing. Then we got Think Tank Photo. Then we have audioblocks.com/go/fro. That's where you hear all of the awesome music that we use each and every week. If you have the Fronos Photo Guide to Video Editing, there is a special offer for people who purchase that to save money on video blocks and audio blocks when they get it together. Then we have Hoya. And then we have Rode microphone. That is the Video Mic Me right there. And then we're back to the top.
Is a Video Mic Me the one for the phone?
iPhone, yeah.
Cool. That's nice. It's the one you use.
So I'm going to spin the wheel.
Yep.
Why don't we give it to our friend who flies in airplanes, Staff Sergeant Drew Eggsnocky?
Yep.
That's awesome.
I agree.
Egnosky.
Totally.
Egnosky. Egnosky. E-G-N-O-S-K-E.
Ignace.
Is Egnosky. And don't forget that Jesus is our friend.
Agreed.
Let's spin the wheel for Staff Sergeant Drew Egnosky.
Let's do it. Oh, hey. What's that?
Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. But will it stop on a free airplane ride?
I hope.
For Staff Sergeant Drew Egnoski. Around and round it goes. Hopefully it's not my bag.
I hope it is. Oh, please, 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 please. Oh.
Congratulations, Drew. You are getting set up with some Squarespace. That is an awesome prize valued at $9 million. Congratulations. We'll get you set up. Noah will be contacting you to get your information so that you can win. I mean, you already won. So squarespace.com/fro. Congratulations.
So if you get a phone call and it sounds like tick, 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 ding, tick, 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 ding, that's Noah.
Okay, so now it's time to go over the memes. All right, so it's time to look at the memes. Where do they send them in, Steven?
singwheelofro@gmail.com.
All right, singwheelofro@gmail.com for your memes. Here we go.
First one's from Andy D. Rose, called Willing to Learn. Now, I'm not quite sure if his English is his first language, but he said,
I'm willing.
I am not gay, but I'm willing to learn. I think he means, but I'm willing to learn.
That's a great photo.
Dude, he pierced your nips.
Oh, whatever. I'm
Your
just
nips are pierced.
Hey, that's cool. We're twins.
Shoot porn, it says.
this is good. I mean, I'm just mesmerized by my eyes.
That's actually your real tattoo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great photo, Steven.
I can see your happy trail.
You're welcome.
Moving to the next one. Go ahead, Todd. Who is it?
This is from Christopher James. Frono's photo joke fail.
That moment when everyone got the unlimited storage DNA joke except Jared. I like that.
That was
That's
a delayed
funny.
response one.
Screw you. Next. Who's this from, Todd?
This is from Devon Shrey Das.
Jared, yeah. I don't always listen to photo news, but when I do, I bring up Casey Neistat. What's that mean?
As you always talk about.
Adam took this picture. I know that.
This next one.
Okay, next one is from...
I assume it's Leonard Christ.
Yeah, it is.
And he didn't even spell my name right.
Go ahead, Steven.
It says Leonard Christ presents Stephen Eckert video guide, Getting Out of Focus. Oh, he actually
used your dog.
He used pictures from my Flickr page that I haven't updated in like 4 years.
That's your dog.
It's my dog. I have a microphone.
I love the picture of you on the front.
I know.
Where's that from?
This is like the first
photo news.
news segment.
Photo news, yeah.
From when we did that.
I love that one.
That was taken basically from my video guide. All right, here we go. Next. Uh-oh.
Well, this guy didn't put his name in it, and I didn't have a chance to pull it, so I don't know who that's from. So you got to put your name in the files.
This is from last night's dinner. Look at that turtleneck.
Is this The Rock? Wait, who put that?
I did. I put that on there last night.
Dwayne Johnson?
The iPhone will be revolutionary, says Steve Knobs.
You'll have to check the email. Next.
Next one's from Josh Line.
Oh, wow.
That's super awesome.
Is this the
Frono's
same
photo
guy
website guide.
that did the porn version?
So basically, from Josh.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So if for anybody listening at home, he took our new logo for the video guide, the video editing guide, put a Squarespace logo on the back of me, and put my website up on the site like I'm working on
We
it.
should use
we
that.
should use that for the
Yeah.
new Frono's Photo Free
Cool,
guide.
Josh. We're going to do like we always do. We're going to steal it from you.
Without
Yes.
credit, because we're like that James Brown guy. John Brown.
Danny Brown.
Danny Brown. All right, next.
Who said
This
this
next
one
one's
in?
from Mikhail Arasia. If you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me so we can make fun of Ken Rockwell together.
That's good.
Nice 80s version of you.
Next.
This one,
Oh,
this video is
God.
called Cocaine Jared.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great.
I hope we can play that audio.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god.
Everybody loves to have you dine in that.
Jared Polin. Cocaine enthusiast.
So the last one here is from Hosa Zach, and he's the guy that did the Frono's Photo Guide to Porn last week. Now he did like a parody video of the Lightroom videos, showing how he actually changed your logo?
Hi, my name is Zazak, and welcome to a new series called
got a
Photoshop
little-
1 for 1. If you want to play along with me, go to FronosPhoto/PS11. So let's see what we have. Okay,
Terrible
let's
match
see.
cut.
Oh, nice logo. FronosPhoto.jpg, yeah, classic one. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is to look what was on the screen before it was photoshopped, and I'm just gonna create a mask. Of course it was. So I guess I need to move the hand in the correct
Did he say too
position.
many balls?
I'm just gonna copy the color here, and
He's quick, too.
also get rid of
sped
the
up.
old hand, the fake hand. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy it out.
Well, that's sped up.
Yeah.
And
Look at
then
this. This is how you
copy
got the
a couple of
keyboard.
times the keyboard.
Ah.
Rename
Isn't
my
that-
layers to make sure everything's all right.
You would
Just
never have the
find the
patience to
finesse
do
here.
this.
Wow.
And then correct the mess I created here.
All this work for
before.
that.
And yeah, that's it. I'm really happy with it. It's looking great. That was pretty cool edit,
It's out of
right?
focus.
And now it's time for a plug.
Exactly.
I
Why
just
was it
started
out
a
of
YouTube
focus?
channel, and
I'm
you
sure
should
you
go
helped
check
shoot
out.
it.
The link will be just here. Here. The link will be also on the website, FronosPhoto.com/RAWtalk-182. So go check it out and see you then.
Is
That's
that interesting?
really good. I love the fake match cut that he did at the beginning. Because that was every single video.
Well, I
also-
was wondering if anybody would appreciate that, but me. But I'm
I
glad you
love
picked
that,
up
yeah.
on that.
I also like the
stoplight?
stoplight.
That's great, too.
So
Yeah.
that is absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
So we gotta give some guides to some of those guys. First off, we'll see if he needs the Fronos Photo Guide to video editing. I think he earned that. My
think
favorite.
so.
I gotta go with the cocaine one.
I truly like this getting out of focus. Anything that makes fun of Steven, I'm all for. So
I think the cocaine one's great, too.
Yeah.
I mean, even that Squarespace little
Well, that's good too.
logo, too. Yeah.
But we'll definitely go for. We'll see if this guy wants a guide. We'll see if the other guy what guide they would like.
Yep.
Todd said.
Leonard Christ.
And we'll do the one with Steven too, and we'll see what they want. Noah will be in touch.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
All right. So it's a long show. We know that. Steven has a lot of editing to do. So you can go to FronosPhoto.com/RAWtalk-182 to get all of the photo news, stories, and more. We really appreciate you guys going ahead and listening and watching. And I have one last question for you before we get to a hashtag, is if you could access the video portion as a podcast, would you download it and take it with you? Let us know. Leave comments down below. Let us know somewhere whether you would do that. If you want the video podcast to be available for download on an anywhere where podcasts are available.
Take it with you, yeah.
What kind of hashtag could we do? Something about dying cats or something?
Oh, yeah. Can it be like meow something?
So why don't we use hashtag RAWtalkMeow.
Meow.
RAWtalk Meow.
Right, meow?
And other fun things that you guys have, you can tweet at us or Facebook us or YouTube us and do whatever you want. Anything to add, Steven?
Nothing.
Todd?
Meow.
No, Noah, no, nobody cares. Is that, did they buy you that cardigan?
That's really nice.
I'm really salty that he got
That's nicer
that.
than Todd's.
I think I'm gonna steal it.
Ye-
Yeah.
All right, we don't know what Joe has until Joe gets here next week. I guess we'll save the Joe's box
You
until
want to
next
open
week.
it so bad.
It's not mine. It's not mine.
Just wait.
I'll wait for
I'm
Joe.
gonna piss on it.
All right, so that is going to be it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.